die, which is why they weren't discovered by the Western world until 1901. Looking at their hind legs, you might think they were related to the zebra, but their only known relative is actually the giraffe. Ooh, and way back in the corner by the fence, there's a yellow-backed duiker. In Afrikaans, duiker means diver. When startled, it will let out a loud whistling sound and dive into the nearest underbrush, escaping potential danger with great speed. Comes a watering hole on our left. Maybe if we're lucky, we might get to see a black rhinoceros. Sadly, the black rhino has been poached nearly to extinction. There are less than 5,000 left in the entire world, including those in captivity. Ooh, there we go. The black rhino can weigh 3,000 to 4,000 pounds. Their horns can reach up to 4 feet long. They can also charge up to 35 miles an hour. Got another one up here ahead of us on the hill, up by those trees past the rocks. Got her back to us now. We'll head around this other side so you can get a better look at her. Here we go. Be able to get her right between these trees. There we go. There she is. Some bongos up the hill on our left by the fence. We don't see bongos up close very often. They are usually pretty reclusive, which is how they become known as the ghosts of the forest. All right, I'm gonna head up over this hill and see if we can maybe find our way across the Safi River so we can try and reach the savannah on the other side. And hopefully we'll see some cool things along the way. Ooh, a couple hippos back here on the right. The hippopotamus can remain underwater for 5 to 8 minutes, and a male can weigh 5,500 pounds. Another one coming down here by the logs. Does anybody know what a group of hippos is called? It could be known as a bloat or a pod. Pink-backed pelicans on the island on our left. They get their name from the pink color appearing on their back during mating season. The group of pelicans is also collectively referred to as a pod. Ooh, and here comes the primo hippo view. Despite being very agile swimmers, hippos like to walk on the bottom of the river whenever possible. They will spend most of their day in or near the water and head away from the water at night in search of food. Using their tough lips to pull the grass out of the ground, hippos can eat up to 150 pounds of grass per night. Ooh, there's another one down by the waterfalls. Oh, and the Nile crocodile can bite down with a force of 2,000 pounds per square inch, allowing them to take down prey larger than themselves, such as zebras and wildebeests. A group of crocodiles is known as a basque when they're on land, and they float when they're in the water. All right, we are now moving on to the savannah. The savannah is a completely different ecosystem with some different animals than we've seen so far. Speaking of different, up here ahead of us, soon to be on our right, we've got a big baobab tree. Also nicknamed the upside down tree because its branches kind of look like roots reaching up to the sky. The baobab tree can survive long periods of drought by storing water in its trunk and going leafless for up to 9 months out of the year. And this is my favorite view of the entire reserve. The Serengeti grasslands stretch for hundreds of miles across East Africa. It is a superhighway for millions of migrating animals every year, as well as home to some of the most famous animals like elephants, lions, and giraffes. This is the wild Africa that we are working hard to conserve. The savanna's landscape is managed by all of its inhabitants. Elephants are like the bulldozers, knocking trees over so they can eat them. This allows the grasses around them to go higher, providing cover for smaller animals such as antelope and gazelle to hide out from predators. We can see evidence of this all around up here. Giraffes are like the pruning shears. They eat the undersides of the trees, allowing more sunlight down onto the grass, which is why we don't see very many branches below a giraffe's height. And if you look close at a lot of these lowest branches, you'll see that most of them have been stripped bare by the giraffes. Zebras and antelope like to mow the taller grasses down, while the little nibblers like warthogs and gazelles will trim around the edges. In a balanced ecosystem, there is enough food for everybody. Alright, does anybody know what a group of giraffes is called? A tower. Giraffes are the world's tallest mammals. They can reach 18 to 21 feet tall. Does anybody know how many vertebrae a giraffe has in its neck? Give you a couple hints. It's the same number that we have in ours.
7.
Correct, 7. Actually, the same number that most mammals have, but not all. Giraffes also only sleep for about 30 minutes to 2 hours a day. Usually doing it in 2 to 3 minute increments, just tiny little giraffe naps spread out throughout the day. And they'll spend most of the rest of their day eating. These are Maasai giraffes. We can identify the Maasai giraffe by the leaf-like pattern on their coats with the jagged edges. They are one of 9 separate subspecies of giraffe. Yeah, this tallest one over here is Dad. It's the only adult male in the group.
What's that movie with
Alright. What else can we find? Getting into the warmer part of the day. A lot of things are headed for shade. Ooh, up ahead of us on the hill, soon to be on our right once we make this turn up here, we've got some white-bearded wildebeests, also known as the blue wildebeest or the common wildebeest. In Afrikaans, the language of the Dutch settlers of South Africa, wildebeest means wild beast, and they pronounce their W's like a V, so it would actually be pronounced wildebeest. Wildebeests are part of one of the largest animal migrations in the entire world. That smaller animal heading up the hill is a springbok. Full-grown springboks do stand about 3 to 3.5 feet tall, weigh around 100 pounds. When frightened, they'll jump 10 to 11.5 feet in the air repeatedly.
Should pick Charlie up. Yeah, but everybody picked Charlie.
All right, is everybody ready to see some elephants? Awesome. We are heading towards elephant country. We're also going to be swinging by Monkey Point, which we've named for a troop of mandrills that have taken up residence over here. Mandrills are Africa's largest monkeys. Males can weigh around 120 pounds, but the females only get up to about 30. Here we go. Mandrills are also the world's most colorful monkey, which we can see by looking at the bright red and blue markings on their faces and on the male's hind ends. Mandrills are also very social. They will spend several hours a day grooming each other. It's one of the most important parts of their day. It's how they strengthen their social bonds. Big male African elephant up on the right. Males are usually loners. They might occasionally be found in small, loose groups when they're younger, but as they get older, they do prefer their solitude. Males can also stand around 14 to 15 feet tall. Females get up to about 12. One of the biggest threats to elephants is habitat loss, which can drive them into populated areas and lead to very dangerous interactions and situations for both elephants and humans. One of the major threats to their habitats arises from the mining of an iron ore known as coltan, which is used in the production of cell phones and laptops. One of the best things that you can do to protect an elephant's habitat is recycle your old cell phones and other unused electronic devices, which also benefits you by giving you a credit towards your next new cell phone, laptop, tablet, or even video game console. Many manufacturers and retailers now offer buyback or trade-in programs for recycling your old devices, which many of you have probably already taken advantage of without even realizing you were helping elephants and other animals when you were getting a discount on your new iPhone. All right, we might get another look at that guy over here. Yep, there he is. Ooh, what's that noise? I don't like it. It's scary. Come on, Bridge. Lean right. Is everybody okay? Awesome. Let's get off this bridge. Come on. And we made it. Oh, that was too close. All right, deep breath. Moving on. Ooh. Down here we can see where they've been digging the clay off the walls with their tusks. They actually like to eat that red clay. It sounds gross, but it does supply essential minerals to their diets. Alright. And out this way. See if we can find some more. I'm also going to try and find my favorite local radio station. See if I can maybe get us a little background music. A female elephant's gestation period can last 22 months. And when a baby elephant is born, it will weigh around 250 to 275 pounds. And it will remain with its mother for 13 to 15 years, almost as long as a human. Does anybody know what a group of flamingos is called? A flamboyance. These are greater flamingos, and they are the largest, lightest pink species of flamingo. When they hatch, they're a dirty gray color, and as they get older, they get their pink from the beta-carotene in their diets, which is primarily brine, shrimp, and other small crustaceans. All right, we're gonna head over into white rhinoceros territory now. Sadly, despite conservation efforts, the white rhino is also still poached today. Some of Africa's largest, most well-known reserves for their horns, which are very valuable on the black market because some cultures believe them to have medicinal value. But rhino's horns are only made of keratin and biotin, which is what our fingernails and hair are composed of. Ooh, there we go. A white rhino can weigh 4,000 to 6,000 pounds, quite a bit larger than the black rhino. They get their name from the Afrikaans word "wijd," which actually translates to wide in reference to their wide square-shaped mouth and has nothing to do with their skin color whatsoever. Does anybody know what a group of rhinos is called? A crash. Oh, if you look over at this one coming up on our left, got her baby laying down behind her. Ooh, she's nursing. Fortunately, can't really get a good view. Let's see, maybe around the other side. We're here on the corner. Oh, still not the best angle. A couple cheetahs up here on the left on the hill, but next to that skinny tree. Cheetahs are the world's fastest land mammals. They can run 60 to 65 miles per hour. They can only maintain those speeds over distances of a few hundred yards. They're the only large predatory cats that are predominantly day hunters because they have incredible eyesight in broad daylight. They also have much less competition for prey in the daytime. Most of their competitors hunt at night. Cheetahs are also the only big cats that do not have retractable claws. A couple more over here. The group of cheetahs is known as a coalition. This big rock formation up here ahead of us is called a coping. Lions like to use copies as habitats because it gives them a great place to laze around and watch for prey. Lions are usually inactive for 18 to 20 hours a day. They are most active at night. They have incredible night vision. They can see up to 6 times farther in the dark than we can. That one rhino again over here on the right. Ooh, really hard to see. The lions are asleep at the bottom of this rocky slope right over here. Here comes mom and baby warthogs. Warthogs are Africa's largest burrowing mammals. They use their razor-sharp tusks, snouts, and front hooves to dig holes. They've also been known to adopt the burrows of other animals. They can run nearly 35 miles an hour. A group of warthogs is called a sounder. Also got some Grant's zebras, also known as the common zebra or the plain zebra, coming up over here. Zebras have incredibly strong hind legs. They can kick with enough force to break the jaw of an attacking lion or crocodile. Ooh, and here on the right we have some addax. Really cool thing about addax, besides their awesome horns, is they can go almost indefinitely without drinking water. They actually metabolize most of the water their bodies require from their food, and they are sadly critically endangered. Their primary threats are illegal hunting and competition for resources with farming.
The stupid thing keeps zooming too far.
When a zebra is born, it should be able to walk within minutes. And if it's going to survive, it should be running with the herd within just a few hours of birth.
There we go.
Ooh, and up ahead of us on the hill, soon to be on our left, we have two scimitar horned oryx. They are sadly one of the rarest animals that you will see today. They've sadly been poached to extinction for their horns and their meat, and the few remaining can only be found in captivity. And we are nearing the end of our trek. Pretty soon I'm going to be dropping you off at the nearest warden's post. From there, your adventure continues down the Pangani Forest Exploration Trail, where you might find gorillas, meerkats, maybe a different species of zebra. Remember, no matter where you live, you can help protect natural habitats and wild creatures. Sharing your communities with animals like the ones we've seen today is not without its challenges. Wild animals can threaten the lives and livelihoods of those living near the reserve. They have historically been a source of food for many people, which is why it's important that humans also benefit from our conservation efforts, just like the animals do. And there are many organizations working to make sure this happens. Some of their programs work with locals to develop alternative methods for protecting their livestock, while others provide opportunities that can replace the economic incentive for poaching. In the end, the goal of conservation is to balance the needs of humans with the needs of animals. That way, everybody wins.
That's a good idea. Well, I tried to get it to the lady, she didn't want it, so no time to turn it off.
All right.